Hi, Mayor.
Good morning, Joe.
No setting off fireworks, Mayor. Sorry.
No, I recognize that voice.
Yeah,
Mike's a good man.
he is a good man. He's over here often getting information out to the public, so we appreciate that for sure.
We have a good department.
Indeed. How is the drought affecting the city's environment, if you will?
Well, I personally, I was out watering my arborvitae out in the backyard last weekend, deep watering them, and my wife was yelling at me, "What are you doing? Summer is over." But in reality, the plants need it badly to survive the winter. You'll see a lot of dead trees and shrubs next spring because they won't be able to survive the winter without any moisture at all. So it's going to have a major impact if we don't get some precipitation soon.
Yeah, I know the city has had a pretty healthy investment in trees, so that's something of a concern, I'm sure.
It is, and we do have contracts in place where they're warranted for a year. They're supposed to be watered. So we encourage people too, if a tree's been planted nearby your home, just throw a 5-gallon bucket of water on it.
Mm-hmm. Yep,
Please help.
absolutely. For sure, yeah, and then not to mention as Mike talked about the fire danger, there's a fire burning right now and not far over in the Blue Hills. So,
that's correct, yep.
So certainly be extra careful with outside flame. Speaking of the outside area and trees, Quarry Hills Associates was on the City Council agenda last night with a brand new lease extension proposal for 50 years this time. Wonder if you could tell us about that.
Yeah, I think that all parties listened to the public on this, recognizing that there was some concerns. But at the end of the day, I'd like to remind people, because I was involved very much at the start of this under Jim Sheets as mayor. I chaired the committee that actually chose Quarry Hills. At the time, there were 7 respondents to an RFP that went out, requests for proposals from different companies to do something with the landfill. Keep in mind, for people out there, that it was a landfill. It had no value up there at all. It had been capped. There was no really public access to it. And the Quarry Hills Associates was the only one that did not call for city funding back it. At the time, all the other outfits were looking for city backing with bonding, etc. So this has been a very positive program for the city for a long time. Of course, as Park Commission, now as mayor, I see the benefits, dramatic benefits. Again, take an old landfill that we used to have to maintain the leachate systems, about $200,000 a year, and turn it around into a beautiful facility. We had baseball fields, soccer fields, a magnificent first-class golf course, bringing revenue into the city. I think it's tremendous. So I think there's some folks that are critical of this will never be happy with this. And I think this is a good program. I think the extension makes sense. The carve out in it for the real estate piece with a potential hotel down the road makes sense. It's again a most beautiful place, and providing revenue to the city. I think it's tremendous.
It does sound like a lot of the concerns that were brought up the first time around have been addressed, particularly the maintenance of the playing fields and the walking trails.
Indeed, it's been addressed, and we'll get to hold them to their feet to the fire going forward. But I'm sure there'll be some folks that still won't be satisfied for whatever reason. But this is a great deal. Cities and towns across Massachusetts, when they were dealing with landfill closures, they would have loved a deal like this. I mean, it's remarkable. And what a location when you're up there. I mean, the view of the Blue Hills and the Boston skyline, it's really magnificent. So, whatever the city council needs for information, I know our administration will help provide that, and look forward to getting this resolved.
So what are the financial terms were not discussed last night? What is the actual cost of the lease? How much will they pay the city?
Well, it's a percentage of the golf revenue, so that continues to increase every year because, over time golf fees goes up, so percentages go up. So I don't know if they threw any numbers around last night, but it's significant for the city. So I think it's a good deal.
And would this be in addition as the current lease expires in 2045, is that right?
Off the top of my head, I don't know, Joe.
Okay.
I don't have it in front of me.
But this would be in addition to the existing lease, not a brand new lease?
That's correct.
Okay.
An extension of the existing lease rather than a brand new lease. So I think it's about, 25 or 30 years less than if we did the new lease.
I see. Okay. And as you mentioned, there's
So you and I still won't be around.
no, 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 long gone for sure. But option to purchase 12 acres, how would that work? They would buy that property from the city?
That's correct.
Okay.
That's correct. And the city, that would be another vote of the city council at the time because it would be land disposition. But I know they're anticipating and looking at a potential hotel use there, which would serve the facility, people that use the place for weddings and other functions. Having a hotel there, having a hotel off the highway near Boston. I'd just like to remind people, hotels, we in government love hotels because they pay a property tax and then they pay a room tax. And we've seen the benefit of the room tax with the Hancock Adams Common and so many other great projects in the city that we've done with that. So that would be a great addition, a great asset to the city if that were accomplished.
Mm-hmm. So just to let folks know, there will be a community meeting at Granite Links December 3rd at 5:30, and then the City Council ordinance will hold a public hearing at City Hall December 9th at 6:30. So 2 opportunities for the public to speak about this.
Yep.
We also speak a little bit, Mayor, about, I know it right to committee last night, but the taking of 1384 Hancock Street, the Acapulco's restaurants, and why the city would like to do that.
Yes, that's been on the taking list, Joe. Over the last several years, I think 3 developers looked at that, put some down payment on the property, and all walked away from it. The property's in terrible condition. It has mold, it's had leaks, it had sewer backups. It's a building that is in tough shape. We targeted for a while. There's not much you can do with that site. It's so small as far as the new building goes. But as you know, as we built out the downtown, with more coming, we were also creating these pocket parks for people to enjoy and visit. And this pocket park will be dedicated to President John Quincy Adams. As you know, we already have the statue ready to go. That was unveiled at the Adams Presidential Gala with a great response. So it'll be a beautiful corner pocket park that will, I think, dramatically change that piece of the square. And we're anticipating the Quincy Mutual to coming in with a new plan for development on the block that they bought, the old Strand Theater, and that stretch there. So that'll be a beautiful, beautiful spot at some point.
So, and where will the funding for that come from?
Comes out of the downtown district,
the DIF.
District Improvement Financing.
Very good. Mayor, are you going to lace up your skates soon?
Well, I'm not a skater, but I'm looking forward to the rink opening up. I know that a lot of people were hoping it would be back and anticipating it would be back, and it was a big hit last year. It really was. And I know a number of years ago we tried doing a rink just with depending on Mother Nature, and it just didn't work out. So having the appropriate refrigeration for it really makes a huge difference. So I know the families loved it last year, and again, looking forward to it again. This is another great thing that happens because of what we've done in the square, and the new revenue that the square is generating allows us to do programs like this, which is free to the public, which is tremendous.
Yeah, it's a new location right across from the courthouse this year. Is that city property?
It is indeed, yes.
Okay. And it looks bigger, too, this year.
The rink is a little bit bigger. We went with the site, so I don't know what the square footage number is, but it is a little bigger than last year's.
Very good. Any update on ENC at all since last we talked?
Nothing new, no.
Okay.
No. The ball's in their court.
All right. I'll wait for it to serve to us, I guess.
Amen.
Enjoy your day and your week, Mayor. We'll check in just before Thanksgiving next week.
Sounds good. You also, Joe.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye now.
Mayor Thomas Koch, our weekly City Hall update here on AM Quincy.